Hi, it's Matty J, and good morning, how we doing? Another wonderful day out here in this life, doing just fantastic where we are. Another day, heading out to work. I'm a completely different person from where I was yesterday. Spoke about that, dealing with stress and worry and, big events and all of that, and who you become, and, to be able to step into the new day, having had the dust settled, having done the exam, having had the moment of stress pass, and to be on the other side of it and go, cool, who am I now? How do I deal with today's set of problems? How do I take joy in the moment that I've had in doing, what I've done, what I've been through, and, how do I put all this together and continue to exist in a way that, speaks true to my character. And so I cannot underestimate the joy that comes with gratitude, with being grateful. To be able to thank your past self for doing the thing that needed to be done to get you to where you are today. And to thank the present self for being able to enjoy life. Our good friend the Buddha would tell us that life is suffering, and that if there's anything that we're sure of, it's that there is always pain and turmoil. And this is why you practice letting go of things, not having emotional attachment, because inevitably possessions break, people pass on, situations in life change. And if you're too attached to something, if anything's too intertwined with your ego, and how you identify, if anything is too significant to change, it destroys you, and it's incredibly hard to learn to live with. So that's about the sparking joy and appreciation for having things during the season that they were there in your life. Thank them for being a friend to you on this journey, and then to allow it to move on in its own path as you move on in yours. And bringing this back to this idea of, past you has been through the argument, has been through the trauma, has been through the pain, has studied for the exam, has put in the time at work, at the office, on the job site, whatever, and has gotten to the stage where you're in a position perhaps now to reap the benefits. And the absolute joy that comes with recognizing that. Whatever it is, you can take big wins, small wins, put things in perspective, reframe things, however you want to view it. Obviously, I'm going to say that, the more that you can learn to reframe positively, the more that you can put things in perspective as that's actually a good win. Whether it's big or whether it's small, a win is a win. And that you should take stock in that. Count your blessings. Not in a way of, make sure that you've had enough of them because there's going to be turmoil down the road. Obviously, being aware of that, there absolutely will be further trouble down the line. But if the trouble is not immediate and present right now, gosh darn how lucky you are, how blessed you are, how grateful you should be. And so a spirit of gratitude, a spirit of joy, a spirit of peace can come upon us. And when you as a human are moving into that space, recognizing that the season you're in is one of starting to reap what you've sowed, how joyous that can be. And so learning to recognize that is a skill, and that's perhaps what we can start to touch on. It's easy to be grateful when you are always grateful, when you always try to find the sunny side of things and be happy. it just continues to flow. It's like building a habit. It's getting up in the morning and going for a walk. When you've done it year on and day in, day out, that's what becomes normal. It becomes part of your routine. So when you practice gratitude, when you keep a gratitude journal, when you call a mate and just thank them for being a friend, when you give recognition, credit where credit is due, on a project, on somebody that you've worked with, or a colleague who has gone above and beyond, or has just done their job and done it diligently, when they otherwise could have half-assed it, thrown in the towel, and recognizing that that's actually a blessing, that's a good thing. And it's learning to take those wins. So whether you take the small wins, if it's you're trying to lose weight and you are eating one block of chocolate as opposed to 2 or 3, right? That in itself is a win. Being like, hey, I practiced a bit of self-control, but did I win the match? No, I shouldn't have had any chocolate at all. However, we held them up. We stopped it from turning into an absolute blowout. We focused on the harm minimization aspect, and we did all right. We didn't get everything that we wanted, but we did enough to say that's a small win. And knowing that things could have been much worse helps put things in perspective. And again, it's a practice that you have to continue to try over and over and over again. And there absolutely are going to be days when it's going to be a blowout. Emotional turmoil, stress, worry, all kinds of issues. And sometimes just going to Macca's and having a big family feast all by yourself is what you need. Or sometimes calling in sick, not doing any work, staying at home and watching TV or movies or Netflix or whatever. That's what you need. And there are moments when that happens, and that's okay. Be thankful that you have the insight to say that's what you needed on the day. And of course, the thing about consistency we've spoken about is it's not always being able to say no, but always being able to return to the habit that you want. And so, recognizing that, again, life is full of ups and downs. It's very easy to be able to see the downs because they're in front of you. You have your desires, you have your needs, you have your wants, and when they're not met, that speaks to you, and it's very obvious to you to interpret that as a loss and to see how that's painful. And you kind of don't always appreciate the things that you do have, and that's why, age-old adages about you don't really know what you have till it's gone. You never really think about that dress or that garment that you have in your wardrobe until it comes time for the party to wear it or whatever, and you go, oh, crap, like, I don't have that anymore. Oh, I wish I had that. And that speaks to you. It's not just like, I wish I was more prepared. At some stage you made a decision to move on from that and get rid of it, and now is the moment that you're sitting there going like, oh, like I wish I had this, and it's come back to bite you in the ass, and you think, I can be frustrated about this. Or you can be more accepting of the situation and go, well, yeah, that's what happened, it is what it is, and I guess we'll accept that and we'll move on and we'll deal with the situation as we are. And I'm thankful that I had that piece of clothing in my life, and I'm thankful that I can have a working memory that remembers that, and that I have the ability to plan and look for a new piece of clothing to wear. Whatever it is that you can pull out. And look, if you're going to say, it's a bit gimmicky and that's not really, how things work, fine. Say that. Keep living life the way you've been living. Awful depressing at times. We'll start to go, look, alright, I don't feel like it, but I'm going to smile. Even minusculely. Take a moment, just try to go, alright, what can we do here? How can we change things? How can I be appreciative of what I do have, of the experiences that I've had? How can I thank past me for going through the battles? How do I thank present me for being able to continue the fight, or to enjoy the fact that I'm in a good space. And that's what I want to leave with you here today, is that when you recognise that you're in a season of prosperity, a season of growth, a season of reaping what you've sown, be thankful for that. And if you're in a difficult season where things aren't that great, things aren't as prosperous, things seem pretty tough, recognise, well, perspective. Could be a lot worse. Let's not ruminate on that. Let's be thankful for where we are, and that we're going through this, and that we have the ability to keep going. We have the ability to overcome. What are the small wins that I can pull out of this situation? So that's the encouragement that I want to leave with you today. It's great to be alive. It's great to be thankful. Let's keep moving on with this, yeah? Alright. Have a splendid day, and be thankful that you get to be you.